so I can get out tomorrow?
I don't know. Do you think you should? Why?
I didn't even do nothing.
You didn't do anything? You didn't go to court?
I know, I was scared.
You were scared?
Because they said they was gonna give me 2 years of placement.
You should have just gone to court.
I'm going to court now, though.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a choice. They told me they took you to the hospital. You test positive for marijuana, so you've been smoking, huh?
I don't know.
You don't know? What you smoking that for?
I thought that was gonna help for stress.
You feel like you need something to calm you down? Then that's what you should have been telling the counselor and the therapist, if that's how you feel. This is what I'm talking about. The things you're telling me, you need to tell them. You may have a chemical imbalance, who knows? There's medicine for that, and people are not crazy who take it.
I told people they ain't gonna help.
How do you know you keep going with the negative train of thought? What makes you what makes you get angry like that?
Just stuff people do.
Even when people don't do, when things don't go your way, you stay angry.
That's what I'm saying. Being in here is gonna make it worse and worse. I can feel it right now.
You keep telling yourself it's gonna get worse than it is.
I keep punching walls, man.
Punching it for what? Have you been praying? Why you crying?
I'm crazy.
You what?
I know I'm crazy.
You feel like you're going crazy?
I know I'm crazy.
You are not. I hate to see you like this. Who do you want me to bring to court? Nobody? Just me? Can I tell you something? I love you to death, but you do need some help with your anger. Some professional help. And I don't think you're crazy, but I think something inside is bothering you. What you think?
I want to be with my family.
You want to be with your family? Then you're going to be with your family. Wherever you go, we're coming. And if they send you far, we coming there too. Okay?
It feels different when I cry. I ain't cried in a long time.
It's good to cry sometimes to relieve stress. It's nothing wrong to cry. There's nothing wrong.
I got a feeling they're gonna ship me off the companion, but I'll probably go home on house arrest. That's what I hope. But it's whatever. If I go to companion, I'm gonna do my time and then go home.
So, are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Nervous about what they gonna say. If they gonna take me to companion.
What is companion?
That's a placement.
Okay, so can you say placement? Because I don't think anybody knows what.
Oh, yeah. It's a placement. That's for Cherville.
Cherville. So can you tell us again, what are the possibilities of what might happen to you tomorrow? What might the judge do?
The judge might send me to placement. Well, she probably might give me house arrest. Because my mom want me to come back home, my daddy, my therapist. They all, it's up to the judge. What she do.
And again, what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for house arrest.
Cool. So in your last hearing, your PO seemed to be against you. Tell me how you feel about him. Start out with like my PO.
My PO, I don't think he liked me. Man, cause my PO, he told me I wasn't going to house, placement. And next thing you know, some weeks later, he trying to send me to placement. So he lied to my face and my daddy's face. So I probably do go to placement.
So tell me about your PO. What do you think of him?
He cool sometimes, but I don't like him.
Why not?
Cause he lied. He trying to send me off to placement for a little reason, for a warrant. And that ain't nothing.
I'm curious, do you think that there's anything good about placement for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never been. It probably is, though. We got school. Try to work on my GED.
So
My anger.
tell me, placement would be good.
It is better than hell.
So tell me, start out with, placement might be good for me because...
Placement might be good for me because I get to work on my GED. I still go to school. Probably work on my anger. And I get home visits.
Dude, you don't have anger problems, do you?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I don't know. I got anger problems because it's like I hold it in. Like, if I cry, I don't cry. I hold it in. And my anger builds up every time. And sometimes I let it out on somebody else. Sometimes I let it out on the wall. And I just don't be having anger around some people.
So how you been doing here?
I've been doing all right a little bit. But it ain't helping here. My anger ain't helping here.
What do you want the judge to know? Like, if you could talk to the judge personally, you know, just sit down with her and say, "What's up?" What would you want her to know about you?
I would want the judge to know that I ain't no bad kid. I need to be home with my family because my sister's real sick right now. And like, give me another chance. Trust me that I'm gonna do better. And I'm gonna go to school. And I ain't gonna run away from the house no more.
What's wrong with your sister?
She having women problems, crown stuff.
So are you kind of like are you the only guy in the house?
No, I got a little brother. My little brother named Lante, he 14.
Does he look up to you?
Yeah, he do.
If you could guess what you think the judge will order for you, what do you think it'll be?
Placement. She'll order me placement.
And it could be bad or it could be good.
I've been thinking about it because I was thinking it's gonna be bad because I ain't never been before, but I heard about it. So it probably work out. Probably work.
Who'd you hear about it from?
The people from the placement and other kids, DOs, even my PO, but I wouldn't believe in him anyway.
Okay. So how do you think you'll react if they put you in placement?
Well, I'm gonna try to do good. I ain't just gonna walk in there with no positive, like no bad attitude. I'm gonna walk in there with a positive attitude. I ain't gonna try to fight nobody, because if you fight, you coming back here. So I'm gonna try, I'm gonna at least try. Do some months and go home.
So I guess there are a couple options of placement. Do you know about that?
No.
Yeah. The question I have here is, if you have to go to placement, which placement would you want to go to? Have you heard about those different kinds?
There's different kinds, but
there are different kinds of what?
There's different kinds of placements, but they far away, like some in different states. It's mostly some in Indiana too, but they're like 3 hours away. They was trying to send me to Pennsylvania. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna go to Companion in Sherrville, because it's closer. I get home visits.
Do you think you'll have any say in it?
Yeah, I had a say in it, but...
They won't hear my question, so what is...
Yeah, I probably have a say up in the Companion. Probably. I asked the lady, I told her I don't want to go. She wrote it down on the paper. She was like, all right. And then I told the dude from Pennsylvania, up in Willows Glen Academy. I told him I don't want to go. He said he gonna talk to my PO about it. But the other lady from Sherrville Companion Placement, she said she ain't say she was gonna talk to my PO. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Is that something you'd ask your lawyer to ask the judge for a specific placement? I don't know.
I don't know either. Probably can't ask my lawyer. But I ain't got no lawyer.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you talking about a lawyer like...
Yeah, like the guy who's going to be sitting next to you
Oh,
tomorrow
yeah, I
morning.
know what you're talking about. And I ain't got no lawyer, like, to
He's
pay for him. But he on my side, though. He was on my side last time I was gonna go home until my PO lied about something.
What'd your PO lie about?
My PO lied about me and my friend. There was a drive-by shooting down somewhere in Gary, and I live over in Maryville. He put that in there, like, and I was like, what that got to do with me? I stay all the way in Maryville. The people that he think the people that did it is coming after me. I'm like, I don't know the people, they ain't never seen me before, so how they gonna come after me? And we went on from right there.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
You know?
He said that in court?
Yeah.
Because your friend got shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Why do you think he lies about you?
Cause when I first met him, I think, cause he think I'm a thug, a gangbanger, he don't like me. And he been acting like that all the time, my PO. He been acting like that ever since I met him. I already know he been trying to send me to placement. And when we was in court, the judge asked him, did anybody tell him he going to placement for 2 years? He said no, but he did tell me. That's why I didn't go to court. He said I'm going to placement for 2 years. That's why I didn't go to court. That's how I got that warrant. And then when the judge asked him, I couldn't talk no more. Court was over. But I'm gonna try to tell her tomorrow.
And pretend you're talking to the judge right now. How are you going to prove to her you're not a thug or a gangbanger or whatever?
If I was talking to the judge right now, I'd tell him, I'm trying to do better. I know I got a problem. If you send me home and trust me, I'm gonna show you I can work my problem out with my whole family. Cause it ain't just me. I need to get around my family cause they ain't doing better without me. I can't be away from my family and see them every weekend. I need to see them every day, go to school. And help work on my anger, go to therapists, counseling. And I don't even be outside like that no more. Don't smoke no more. None of that.
Sounds like you'll be very unhappy if you get placement.
I am. But if it's not what they say it is, I'll probably be all right. But they say if I do good, I'll probably get out in 3 months. Probably 4.
Home by Christmas.
No, they told me I was gonna stay with them by Christmas. But they said they got a good Christmas.
Hey, something to look forward to, huh? Hey, how do you think your mom's going with all this going on?
She can't take it either. Cause she gotta go to work and school and then come visit me. So she don't get enough sleep, and plus, she want me home.
Can you say
My sister sick.
Can you say that again and start with my mom?
My mom, she can't take it. I gonna cut that.
Okay.
My mom said she can't take it because my sister's sick, I'm in here. She gotta go to work and to school. So she got a lot to do when I'm in here. She can't sleep like that. My sister real sick. And she want me home. And she don't want me in placement. It's just not going right with her. And I feel like it's my fault.
Did your mom say she doesn't want you in placement?
Yes. She said she was gonna try everything not to make me go to placement. She was gonna get a lawyer, but she don't wanna pay all that money just for one day.
Well, you got a good guy, Don. He's a great lawyer.
The same lawyer from last time.
Yeah, they say he's one of the better ones.
Yeah, he is.
They say he's the best.
He
public defender.
called Mr. Fleming and then lied too. Yeah, I ain't catch that. When Mr. Fleming was on the stand, He called him in the lab when he told him, so I forgot what he said. Then Mr. Fleming, he was quiet. Then they kept asking me more questions, then it went on from there.
You're right, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of caught him.
Called him, yeah.
But let's have you say something about your lawyer again, but just start off with my lawyer.
Yeah, my lawyer I had, yeah, he cool. When he is one of the good ones, and he a nice person. He there for me, and I hope he do get me out of it tomorrow. Hope he get me recommend for house arrest and not placement. And he do know what he doing.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow, it's gonna be court. I probably got court at 8:30 in the morning, probably 9. My daddy say he coming, my mama say she coming. My therapist, he probably go well. If it don't, I got 2 options, either go home or go to placement. Either one ain't bad. I can do placement, there ain't nothing. I ain't weak, I can do that. And I just hope it go well.
Nicely done.
That was really good, actually.
You answered all our questions really good, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah.
I would like to thank, wait, what's her name?
Karen?
That's her name?
Karen?
The one that got all this set up. I would like to thank Karen, because if she wouldn't have been here, nobody would have knew what I've been going through. Thank you, Karen.
That's nice.
Thanks to camera crew, too.
Yeah, we're terrible.
We're evil people, don't thank us. No, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, how are they treating you here?
I'm trying to treat them good, because you got to give respect. You got to show respect to get it, but they ain't too good either. They talk to us like we they kids. But I'm good with most of them. But they just lied on me, and I got hours. Like last week, they lied on me, and I got hours. They milks be spoiled. It ain't the place to be.
I'm sorry, they did what to you?
They lied on me, and I got like 8 hours. Stayed in my cell the whole day.
So they had, you talking about they laid on you?
No, they lied. Like they told a story.
What did they lie about?
Yeah, what did they say?
They said I cussed out one of the staff members. And no, I'm probably the respectfulest one there. Never cussed them out, never got loud with them, never argued with them. And then next thing you know, I came back from visit. They was like, you got 8 hours. I'm like, I get 8 hours. And they put me in the cell.
Bummer.
Yeah, but it's all right, I'm out here tomorrow.
Good, how are you doing? What are you holding there? Oh, okay. Okay, how's it been going here?
It's going good.
All right, what have you been doing?
Relaxing.
Playing cards?
Yeah, watching TV, playing cards.
All right. Have you talked to your mom lately?
Yes.
What's up with her?
Doing better, she want me to come home.
Okay, now you remember what happened last time when I went into court?
Yeah.
What's changed now?
A lot been changing. I've been working on my anger. And me and my mom getting better. I've been seeing my dad too.
Okay, because last time your mom, I don't think, was really convincing that, you know, you could come home and she'd be able to supervise you.
You know, she was, but she just didn't know what to do. Now she got it all down pat now.
Okay. I'm going to talk with the prosecutor this morning, see if we can't get a result, a plea agreement that at least gets you out of here, all right? I'll let you know in a little while what the outcome of that is, and I'll give you my recommendation as to what I think that we should do. But you're okay entering into some type of plea where you admit to one of the charges if they dismiss the other if you go home? Is that something you'd be interested in at least exploring?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to wrap the whole thing up for you today if we can, rather than, you know, wait for a trial.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk with the prosecutor this morning and see if we can come to some type of agreement.
All right, make sure you bring it back too.
I will. Okay, Morris, hang in there. See you in a little bit. Thanks. What's that? Because you're jacking around? I told you that. All right, get on the wall. Did you talk to your parents?
So, if you could, Dave, can I have you stand over here for me? I want her to look at you. And tell me why you have so many, scoot a little bit, right, please. Why you have so many people back here?
Because many of the kids that have either court hearings or detention hearings pending this morning have expressed that they intend to be quite combative and disruptive if the court...
I'm sorry, I'm gonna start one time. Can you look at her? I need her to look. Oh, sorry. And you know what? Can you put his question in your answer? You know why? We have a full staff today because...
Okay. We have a full complement of staff up here this afternoon, or this morning, because we have several kids that have expressed that they're going to be volatile and combative if the court hearing that they're having today doesn't go in the way they feel it should go. So in order to prevent any major problems, we are here and prepared to handle whatever situation may arise.
Cool, thank you. Thanks.
We've been here before, and there's been lots of, kind of emotional hearings. Today's a big hearing. You'll find out, I think, what will end up happening with Morris. How do you feel right now?
Kind of relieved. I do. I'm glad that today is the last day.
So what are your thoughts as you're getting ready to walk into the courtroom? What's it like for a parent to know you're getting ready to walk into a courtroom when a big decision is about to be made?
Hope for the best, but I hope it's to our favor
And to his
as well
advantage.
as his favor,
So what would you like to hear the judge say? You can start with something I'd like to hear the judge say.
I really can't say. Honestly, I would like to hear the judge say that he is going to a placement that is closer to home so that we can visit.
So I know the last time the concern was the distance.
Right.
Possibility of distance.
Right.
Anything you'd want to say to Morris, if you could? Because the next time you're going to see him is when he's walking in shackles. What would you want to tell Morris right now?
That I love him and we're going to be with him all the way. Okay.
what I told him when I seen him last night,
What'd you tell him last night?
Just keep the faith and be truthful and honest, and what you be telling me, mean what you be saying. He told me he was gonna straighten up and do this and do that. A parent keep saying yes and keep having faith in their child until, the last result. And this is far from the last resort,
Oh, we should.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3 weeks have passed since Morris's last hearing. In that time, he's remained detained, while court specialists have determined what's in his best interest. Today, he'll go back in front of the judge to find out what that is.
Okay, keep your hands behind your back.
The judge might send me to placement. Well, she probably might give me house arrest. If I was talking to the judge right now, I'd tell him, I'm trying to do better. I know I got a problem.
Relax up.
If you send me home and trust me, I'm gonna show you I can work my problem out with my whole family.
Well, Morris, you remember some time back we went through a detention hearing where you talked about your background, your history, and what you wanted to have happen, correct?
Yes.
Now, we're not going to go through all of that for today's hearing. All I want to know, Morris, is what you've learned since you've been locked up.
Well, when I learned since I've been detained was I know how to control my anger. And then I would like to go home with my family.
And can the court and can your mother believe you right now when you're saying that?
Yes. And my father.
Can you look them in the eye and tell them that you're going to fully comply with everything?
I'm gonna fully comply. I'm gonna do better. I'm trying to change my life. I don't want to be angry. I got a problem. I admit it.
What's your problem?
I have an anger problem.
That's all I have, Judge.
Mrs. Guzik, anything?
Morris, you said you couldn't go to your therapy appointments because the therapist came when you were sleeping. She came too early, or he came too early. What part of your smoking marijuana played into that?
I don't smoke in the morning time.
Well, when do you smoke?
Tell you the truth, probably around in the afternoon.
How did your running away from home in July until mid-August prevent you from meeting with your therapist?
I didn't run away.
So your mom knew where you were at?
No, she didn't know where I was at.
So you were a runaway?
Her boyfriend see me, my sister see me. I would come home and I would spend the night downstairs. She wouldn't even know it.
You're telling me people in your house knew you were sleeping in that house at night when there was a runaway report out for you? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
And they didn't tell your mother you were in the house?
They told her, but she ain't never seen
You said
me.
enough. Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Wruck, anything else?
All I would say, Judge, is that being locked up, sitting here, does something, and I believe it has for Morris. I would suggest that we move in increments. We move in increments from where he was before with no real restrictions, just you need to do what we're telling you you're going to do, to now we're going to put a bracelet around your ankle and make sure that you're doing what we say you're going to do. Before we jump to the most severe conclusion, the recommendation that he be shipped off away from his family and his brothers and sisters who he hasn't seen in a very long time. So I would just ask that the court give some credence to what he said in the stand today. Thank you.
Judge, we've heard that Morris has done some soul searching while he's been detained for the last 3 weeks and apparently has seen the light. I'm not sure what light it is he's seen. What I've heard is a person that's still not taking responsibility for anything that he does. He's not going to get services unless this court takes him and puts him in a place where he can receive services, and he desperately needs services. I think that probation's recommendation for placement should be followed.
This is a difficult case for me for a lot of reasons. I think that this is a mom, too. I remember from the last hearing, she said, I'm always willing, you know, always willing. And that's, to me, the sign of a really great mother. But at the same time, she acknowledges and admits that maybe he's not ready to come home. I mean, we've got a young man who's punching holes in the wall. We have a young man who's abusing drugs, and we've got a young man who left home for 4 or 5 or 6 weeks to avoid his mother because he knew there would be a conflict. And so that worries me that he's going to put himself in a situation that's going to become dangerous for him. So for all of those reasons, today the court is going to order that he be placed at Campagna Academy, and I'll order that his family participate in family counseling along with him so that he can return home sooner than later. All right. This hearing's adjourned. Thank you.
Say goodbye to your parents.
It's for the best. It's for the best. I love you too, and I'll see you. We get to see you there. Okay.
I think Morris is a stinker.
Thank you.
Good luck. And I think that he gives his mother a run for her money. He's not to the point where he's really a danger to other people. So I don't see him as a hardened criminal at this point in his life. It's my job and the job of the juvenile court system to make sure he doesn't get to that point.
Sure. At the end of his hearing, the judge made the determination that Morris should be sent to a placement facility to receive, programs and services to hopefully help address the underlying issues that landed him in juvenile in the first place, and to hopefully get the family back to a point of reunification where everyone felt comfortable. A lot of people don't understand what placement is. Is that another form of detention? Is it prison? Can you explain a little bit for viewers who might not understand what placement is when ordered by the juvenile system?
Yeah, so again, when you're removing a child, when you make the decision, first of all, that the child's not going to go home, the question is, what do we do with the child, right? I mean, yeah, so one option is to remain detained in the juvenile court detention center, but that's not designed for long-term placement. So very quickly in the evolution of these cases, when the decision's made, the child should not go home for whatever reason, we have to decide where is the child going to go, who can best care for and provide the services that the child needs. Well, the good news is that the court takes a pretty good look at, a hard look at what is the appropriate place where they can benefit the most. So one option you mentioned would be almost like a prison type of environment for the most serious cases. They have what I think at one point was called boys' school, which is more of a lockdown facility with services, but there's also then kind of intermediate facilities, like generically called placement facilities. I'm not quite sure why the name is what it is, but where it is less regimented in terms of, it would look much less like a prison and more like a day camp that a child spends the night at as well, where they have access to individualized education plans, therapy, counseling, parental visitation, and really with the idea that this is short term and specifically designed to address the problems with the child and the family. There'll be family counseling involved where the mom comes, the child comes, they kind of work together on these issues. And then hopefully within a very short period of time, then at that point, the child's returned back home.
As we wrap up Morris's case, we again, did some research into where Morris is today, and I'll read you what we found. At the age of 21, he was convicted of robbery and served time in prison. He was released in 2015, and then in April of 2022, he was arrested on a firearm possession charge and sentenced to 24 months in prison and 2 years of supervised release. Does this surprise you at all, or is this something that you often see because some of the kids you represent are so young when you represent them that they still have, several years left of their teenage life and young adult life to kind of work through whatever issues they're working through, and they oftentimes end up back in trouble again?
Yeah, and I think specifically when we talk about Morris, and that's obviously disappointing to hear, and you often then reflect and ask yourself, are we doing a good job as a juvenile court system in accomplishing the goal of trying to keep kids on the right track? And it doesn't surprise me in the sense that despite our best efforts, some kids aren't just making a mistake that gets them arrested and involved in the court system, and we correct the mistake. They're unfortunately, the mistake in some cases is more of a symptom of the environment that they're in and in the community that they're in. And we can reprimand them for the mistake, but we can't always change what their life is outside of the court back at home. And so I think that's the hard part that we struggle with, is that Morris got punished a little bit for what he had done, but we send him back into the same friend groups and the same community and the same day-to-day living that he had beforehand, and there's not much that the court can do to remedy all of those things that are influencing a child of that age. And if those things aren't fixed, and if the child, like Morris, still stays in those runs in those circles, then you're going to get the same or worse things happening.
Yeah.